Hey everybody, it's Tony George for BangTheBook.com from TonyGeorgeSports.com. Kind of a college football bowl, how to bet, what to look for type primer. I thought I'd give you like 4 or 5 easy points here. You know, it's apparent to me when you look at the amount of bowl games and who's playing, especially early, that the only ratings that any television network's going to get is from gamblers in the early games, because you got a lot of 6-loss teams, a lot of 5-loss teams, a lot of small conference teams that a lot of guys don't follow, playing other small conference teams. It's very difficult, you know, to handicap these games. And you know what we used to do 10 years ago to handicap college football games doesn't play into the scenario now. The betting markets react totally different than they did 10 years ago. You know, and everybody says, well, you know, just take underdogs in the early games. Nah, that doesn't work out. Matter of fact, dating back to 2012, favorites are 1 game over 500 ATS in all the bowl games. So it's anybody's ball game here. So number 1 tip is less is more. I've been preaching that for 25 years in the business. Less is more. Find advantages. One thing that always sticks with handicapping 101 in bowl games is motivation. Teams that want to be there versus teams that could care less. They had a disappointing season. They're in Shreveport. They're in Mobile. They're not in Atlanta or Miami or LA or New Orleans in the big bowl games there. So you want to take teams that are motivated, and also along that vein, teams looking for respect that maybe worked hard to get to a bowl game and want respect. So bear that in mind when you're looking at matchups here. You know, strength of schedule is huge. You can find these charts all over the internet. Google it. College football team strength of schedule. Start looking at those. You want to find teams, even if they have 5 losses, that are battle tested. You know, Troy comes to mind. You know, gave Clemson all they wanted. Played tough teams, very, very well. Other thing you want to look for is teams with momentum. I'll give you an example. Early bowl game coming up this weekend. Here it is. Arkansas State started out 0-4. They finished 7-1. They're rolling in there hot. USC. Everybody's talking about USC. They were hot as hell down the stretch. They didn't play anybody. All those 6 wins they got, everybody's talking about, only 2 of them were against bowl teams. And, of course, they're playing another hot team, Penn State. But you can find bowl games where, in fact, you can find teams that were hot and started out cold at the end of the season hot and had a lot of momentum. They're carrying over into a bowl game. Let's talk briefly about conferences. SEC, you want to bet teams out of the SEC. 62% against the spread since 2012. One conference you want to fade, the Big 12. 35% against the spread since 2012. I'll give you a single team that's hotter than hell in bowl games the last 5 years. The Clemson Tigers are 5-0 against the spread. So, review, strength of schedule, less is more. Look for teams that are motivated, look for teams that were hot coming in there, and keep the number of wagers down this bowl season. Hope these tips help you. Best of luck this bowl season. Check out all the winners, BangTheBook.com, TonyGeorgeSports.com.